Oob making Dragon Ball Super the coolest thing in the world, in a world where a sequel series takes place before the original series. It makes everything, all the transformations, story arcs, and everything that happened in Dragon Ball Super a prologue to what's to come. Everything about Oob coming in was done so well, but the main thing it tells you is that they have every intention of going beyond the end of Z. They can call it whatever they want, but Dragon Ball Super officially ends when they go past the end of Z. They can still call it Dragon Ball Super, but for the entirety of DBS, you've pretty much known exactly what's going to happen based on everyone's alive at the end of Z, Goku's still there, Vegeta's still there, everyone's older. The only thing that's different is that we didn't know the existence of the gods. And that's why not only Oob coming in was such a great moment, but it also tells you that we are really only just getting started. That's the reason why you couldn't have any major deaths in Dragon Ball Super or any tragic events that the original series and DBZ had. Dragon Ball Super, for the most part, was pretty held back in what it could do. Moving forward though, that's going to change, and that's why I say, call it whatever you want. Dragon Ball Super ends when they go past the end of Z. You can still call it Dragon Ball Super, but realistically, it becomes a completely different series with brand new stakes. Moving on slightly from that though, I still want to talk about Oob, the power of this man. He puts out his hand, and he gives Goku enough divine energy to transform into Ultra Instinct, and that's what he does. It was always a bit strange from when Dragon Ball Super started. Goku was out here fighting gods, the resurrection of Frieza, guys like Broly and Jiren, and he himself gaining all this power. Why would he, by the end of Z, want to go back and train someone who is the reincarnation of Kid Buu, when Kid Buu he could defeat in his Super Saiyan 3 form? That is now changed forever, and I'd say it makes complete sense. Kid Buu had divine god power, but it was never harnessed and utilized to its full potential. It's the same thing with Oob. Oob is the reincarnation of Kid Buu who has divine god power, but he hasn't been trained yet. I think the next part of the story is going to be very interesting. Whatever it is, whatever direction they go in, they may not even go into Oob. It's actually probably going to be more to do with Beerus, Grand Priest, and Whis. Because Beerus and Whis were never seen at the end of Z, they were never around, you had no idea that Goku even knew half the stuff he did. Because an angel died during the fight with Moro, one of the Grand Priest's sons, he would naturally not be happy about it. So what he could do is that he is going to put a ban on Beerus and Whis hanging around Goku, because for the last few arcs and last few major fights, Beerus and Whis have just been hanging around in the background of watching Goku and Vegeta's fights. From now on, it only makes sense because an angel died. The Grand Priest is going to put a ban on Beerus and Whis hanging around Goku and Vegeta. And that's why at the end of Z, you never see or even hear of Beerus and Whis. The idea of them doesn't even exist. They will be going back up into their godly realms, not to be seen for a very long time. That's what I think is going to happen, and logically I think that makes the most sense. Everything this series is doing now needs to be pushing to the end of Z. Push, push, push. That's what needs to happen. But still no real idea what the next arc could be. Maybe we'll get some clues in the next chapter coming out next month. That is the final roundup of this Moro saga, so we'll get a bit more direction then. But for right now, the future does look bright, at least for this series. You know, tomorrow's never promised, but for this series, it may very well be. Anyway, those are my extended thoughts of this chapter and where I think it could go from here. It could really go anywhere, but at the same time, they are specifically honing in at the end of DBZ. Let me know what you think. It's going to be fun to see what happens. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.